Hello guys, nice to see everybody once again. Thank you for making time, coming to Facebook to talk to, not me today, talk to my friend Sandeep. We have Sandeep here. Namaste, Sandeep.
Namaste, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm good, thanks.
All your friends listening?
Hello everyone, welcome to Michael of Clarke official page. I hope you all are good. It's up to Michael Clarke.
We'll start answering some questions. I can see lots of you guys have already sent some questions through. So what we might do is I'll answer one that's come to me, and then you can answer one that's come to you.
Sure.
Yeah?
Yep.
Okay. So from Tony, what do you think about Sandeep's prospects for the future? Look, I think there's no doubt Sandeep has a huge future. I think he's a very talented cricketer, and more importantly, like I've said to Sandeep, he's a lovely person. He's a lovely young man. He has a wonderful family. We've loved having him here in this country, in Australia. I think he has huge potential. There's no doubt about it. But for Sandeep now, as a young man, it's about experience and playing in different conditions all around the world, learning his craft. Bowling leg spin is a very hard craft, so it's going to take a lot of time for him to work out the pace he needs to bowl, the line and length he needs to bowl, and his body adjusting to being able to do that in different conditions all around the world. So very exciting future, there's no doubt about it, and hopefully one day he can continue to play at the highest level. He's playing with Nepal now, but hopefully he can continue to improve and become the best player he can be. Okay, Sandeep, a question for you from Krishna. How have you enjoyed your time in Australia?
Yeah, I enjoyed a lot since I came to Australia. It's a lovely, beautiful place. I visited some places, lovely place. I've got some chance to play in different formats of games. Hope I did well, and thanks to Michael Clarke who invited me here.
You're welcome, buddy. You're welcome anytime. Okay, what else have we got here? From Andrew, what are my thoughts on Joe Root? I think he's an exceptional talent who will definitely captain England one day. I think he's an exceptional talent as well. I think he continues to perform. I've been watching a little bit of the game, India versus England. I think India's going to win. I see England were 4 wickets down last time I saw, and it's always tough having success in the subcontinent, there's no doubt about it, but I think Joe Root is a standout player for England. I think he finds ways to score runs all around the world, and that's your greatest strength as a batsman. You need to be able to perform in your home ground, so for me in Australia, but also when I go to India or Pakistan or Sri Lanka or England or Nepal, you want to be able to perform no matter where you're playing. Okay, what else have we got here? From Denny, Sandeep, when is your next game for Nepal?
We are playing on Sri Lanka in Under-19 Asia Cup. Hope we're gonna do our best, and we need all of your support there also. You guys have done a great job by supporting me here. Thanks to all of you. And we are playing on Asia Cup next month.
Beautiful. Wish you well, buddy.
Thank you.
What else we got here? Okay, another one for you, Sandeep. Hi, Sandeep. How has Michael been a mentor in your cricketing career?
You
have to be nice to me.
First of all, I met in Hong Kong. Very humble, very kind person, down to earth. He's a good mentor for me, who invited me here, gave me a chance to play for his club, invited me to his academy. I learned a lot from him. He's a very good mentor. Thank you again.
You're very kind, mate. Thank you very much. Michael, your thoughts on getting a leg spinner in the Australian team, Boyce or Zampa? Yeah, look, I think I've always liked spin bowling in any team that I've played with, and certainly as a captain, I loved having a spinner in my team. I don't think it matters if you bowl off spin, leg spin, left arm orthodox, Chinaman. I don't think it matters what you bowl. It's about trying to be successful at it and being able to be consistent. You know, like I said, I think bowling leg spin is probably the hardest art as a bowler, so it takes a lot of time to be able to bowl your variations and be as consistent as you need to be at the highest level. And that is something that Sandeep continues to working on. The way to do that is training, practice, then go and do it in the game. So, I think Nathan Lyon is still Australia's best spin bowler and should be selected in the Australian team. And if they were to pick a second spinner, then I think they should look at different options. Is it a left arm orthodox? Is it a leg spinner? Is it a Chinaman? I think in Australia where we have some options, the selectors need to work out who they think is best for the conditions and the team you're playing against. But my first choice spinner in Australia right now would still be Nathan Lyon. Okay. Let's go up here. We've got Sandeep here. Roshan, what would you tell other young boys and girls who want to come to the Cricket Academy?
Oh, good questions. I want to tell everyone, if you want to take your cricketing level at high level, so please visit Michael Clarke Cricket Academy, because you're gonna get some more cricketing experience, more cricketing skills. You will improve your fitness and your every habit. You're gonna improve on all your cricketing things. So I wish you all. I wish that you will gonna come to Michael Clarke Cricket Academy, and wish you a good day.
Thanks, buddy. Okay. What do we got here? Prasad, hi Sandeep. How much time do you have in Australia? Are you playing more matches?
Unfortunately, I have to go back to Nepal for Asia Cup. So I played maybe 10 or 11 matches here, and I'm not playing for this season. I hope I'll come back and we're gonna play for Western Suburbs again.
Yeah, I think they hope that as well. Aman, my thoughts on Faf's ball tampering issue. Look, I haven't seen the exact footage that the ICC have used to charge Faf. But I think he's a lovely man. I think he's a fantastic player. And from what I have heard or what I have seen, I doubt very much that he would have been, trying to change the condition of the ball because he had a mint or chewing gum or a lolly in his mouth. I just don't. And the game was in Hobart as well, where, I don't think it would have made any difference, even if he was, to be honest. So, again, it's probably not my place because I haven't seen all the information I'm sure the ICC's seen. But, like I say, Faf is a good man, and I can't imagine, I think because there's a picture of somebody with a mint or chewing gum or a lolly or anything in your mouth, I think that happens on a daily basis with every team. People have chewing. I think of Mark Taylor, for example, who would always have chewing gum in his mouth. I remember as a young boy watching him, you would always be chewing that chewing gum. So people always, and I did when I played, I would have chewing gum in my mouth as well. So, yeah, like I say, I would hope for the game's sake and for Faf and for South Africa's sake that that's not the case. I think the Australian players and fans and public and media also need to give credit where credit's due and accept that we've been outplayed by South Africa. In all facets of the game, they've outplayed us so far in this series. And what the Australian people and players and fans, we all need to concentrate on how we can get better. Look at the Australian team. Don't be looking at the South African team trying to find excuses. I know this is up to the ICC. It's not about the players complaining, but I hope there's nothing more untoward to it. Rightio, Sandeep. We've got here. Sandeep, will you play in the BBL?
Oh, yeah.
The Big Bash.
Of course. I love to play BBL because it has a different kind of surrounding and atmosphere. You'll get in touch with many legend players. You'll get some experience from them. And I love to play Big Bash BBL.
Okay. Here's a different one for you. Sandeep and Michael, who is your favourite superhero? Who is yours? My favourite is Superman.
Spider-Man.
I always love Superman. Spider-Man. Does Superman beat Spider-Man?
I don't think so.
Okay. Suman, Michael, do you have any plans to help Nepalese team in the future? I would love to help Nepalese cricket. I think, I've always said my goal is to see the game grow, not just here in Australia, but around the world. So any opportunity I get to be able to help, any teams in the world, then I'd be more than happy to spend my time and commit that. And I guess that's a big part of why I invited Sandeep here. I think it's important that he gets the opportunity to see how cricket's played in Australia. And I would love for Australian players to have that same opportunity to go to Nepal or go to Ireland or Scotland or, Pakistan. So many different places around the world where the game is played in different conditions. And I think it's been really good for Sandeep to be a part of the Australian culture. I think it'd be really good for some Australian young players to go and be a part of the Nepalese community and culture as well and learn about, how things work in their country, in Nepal. So, yes, if I can help Nepalese cricket in any way, then I'm more than happy to do that. What else have we got here, Sandeep? What's this one? Oh no, we can't ask that one.
Should Michael be captaining Australia right now?
No way.
Of course, he can. Yes, he can. I believe he can still captaining the side, Australian side, and I believe and I have faith on him. Like he can still win more and more matches for Australia. He got good cricketing mind, good cricketing experience. I love the way he captained the side. Yes, he can. I believe. Do you?
I think I'll stick to captaining Western Suburbs, the games I'm available, and stick to commentating. I'm enjoying my commentating. But, yeah, look, I loved playing for Australia. Don't get me wrong, I had a lot of fun and I learned a lot.
No.
So hopefully now I can pass my experiences on to younger players. What about this one from John? Sandeep, have you met Shane Warne yet?
Oh, he has a busy schedule. Like he's commentating on Australia versus South Africa's game. So I didn't meet him so far. And the biggest surprise is I'm gonna have some FaceTime live with him right now after a few of hours.
Yeah, correct.
I'm lucky one.
4:45. I spoke to Shane Warne today and asked him if he would speak to Sandeep on FaceTime. So at 4:45 today Australian time, Sandeep gets to meet his hero.
Legend.
He is a legend. He is. From Nick, do you think it's fair to be dropped after one test match? Okay, so I'm assuming Nick's talking about some of the Australian players. So the Australian team now has a new team. 6 changes have been made since the last test. Do I think it's fair to be dropped after one test? I think it's very hard to give somebody one opportunity and expect them to perform at the highest level and then drop them after one test. I understand where the Australian selectors are at and they wanted to make some changes, but I think it's very hard on individual players if you only give them one opportunity. So I feel for those guys, there's no doubt about it. I think Australian cricket is in a really interesting place right now. We've had, our recent tour to Sri Lanka, to South Africa, and now the Australian summer has not been successful at all. And I think a lot of people continue to ask, who is accountable for this? Is it the support staff? Is it the CEO, the high performance manager, the chairman of selectors, the head coach, the captain? Is it the players? A lot of people are asking these questions, and I think they're fair questions. I think Australian cricket right now, Steve Smith, for me, is the captain of the team, and he now needs to take responsibility and accountability. So that means that the people around him, the coaching staff, the selectors, the bosses, need to give him the players that he wants and he feels comfortable with, but he needs to be accountable for that. That's part of leadership. When you're captain, unfortunately, whether you like it or not, when your team doesn't have success, the Australian culture is that the captain is accountable. And I believe Steve Smith now has played a big part in selecting these players for this 3rd test match in Adelaide. So now I think it's time that the captain puts his hand up and is accountable for that. And it's the other players around. He would need help from the vice-captain, David Warne, the other senior players. But this team is very inexperienced. So it's going to be a tough challenge for the Australian team. There's no doubt about it. The selectors have made a decision on this is the team. Now they've got to keep the faith. They've got to back these players. They've got to back Steve Smith as captain. And I'm really confident Australian cricket can turn things around. I think we have so much talent in this country. I think all they need to do is stay confident, continue to learn, continue to grow, back these young players, and with a good mix of youth and experience, I think that's how the best teams in the world have success. What about this one from Alison? Will India beat England? What do you
Very
think?
tough question, because in current situation, like India is in top side. Like India can beat England today because they are 4 down now, and yes, I believe India will beat England today.
Is the wicket spinning?
Yeah, wicket is spinning too much because they have started from spinners today.
Yeah.
And the way spinners are bowling, they could easily get the wickets.
Yeah. What about when you're bowling? So as a leg spinner, what do you think about? You see in India in the subcontinent, there's always fieldsmen around the bat pad offside, bat pad leg side, leg slip. How do you feel as the bowler? Do you feel comfortable bowling to fields like this? Is it hard to bowl to fields like this?
Because in test matches, doesn't matter if you are giving a lot of more runs, but you need to get wickets. Okay. And if the batsman is taking risk on your ball, that's good sign for bowlers.
Yeah,
I believe that.
Okay, I like it. Okay, what else have we got here? Sandeep, do you want to live in Australia? Oh no, your family will kill me and kill you. He needs to go home. He misses his family. He can come and visit Australia, but this boy lives in Nepal. He's a very proud Nepalese boy.
I'll keep visiting in Australia, but I have to live in Nepal because I love my country. I love my country's people. I'm proud to be a Nepali, and I love to play for Nepali as long as I can.
Good boy. I agree. Michael, will you bring Sandeep back to Australia after his Asia tour? If he's free, I think he might have some cricket back on in Nepal, some first-class cricket. But if he has a chance and he has some free time, I would love for him to come back to Australia. There's no doubt about it. I think he's been a huge success at my club, Western Suburbs. Everybody there has loved him. He's performed really well. He's helped us win games in first grade, second grade, Port of Grey, our under-21 competition. So I think everybody at the club has really loved having Sandeep around. So if he's free, we'll take him anytime. At what age, as a boy, were you playing against men at indoor cricket, Michael? From Andrew. Andrew, my mum and dad bought an indoor sports centre when I think I was about 9. So I started playing indoor cricket then from such a young age against men. I've always loved indoor cricket. I think it helped my development and my skill level for outdoor cricket. And the good thing about indoor, rain, hail or shine, you never miss a game. You can always play. So, yeah, I'm a huge fan of indoor cricket. And if you got the chance to play, I think you should. Rightio, Sandeep. Okay, where are we here? Let me go. Next question. From Stuart, how do you see Nepalese cricket in the future? What do you hope for it to be like?
Nepalese cricket future is very bright because there are lots of talents in Nepalese cricket. I hope if we are keep going like this, the day is not too much far. Like we will have ODI nation and Test playing nation, and in Nepalese cricket side, I want to play World Cup and I want to win that World Cup anyhow.
Good boy. Michael, are you going to become a national selector? I don't think so. No, I think I've only retired just over 12 months ago. So no, right now I'm really happy with what I'm doing work-wise. I'm enjoying being a commentator. I'm enjoying some of my other business opportunities that I have outside of cricket. I've got my cricket academy, obviously, so that keeps me busy as well. But yeah, right now I don't think I have no intention of being a selector. I did that when I was playing, so yeah, some time away from that would be fantastic. Okay, Sandeep, what is the best tip you can give a fast bowler to prevent injuries? Maybe any bowler, whether you're spin bowler or fast bowler. What do you think are some good ideas to not get injured?
You need to keep fit yourself, and you need to be regular in fitness exercise, and you need to keep hard work in every field. But I've never been went from injury so far, so that I can't say anything about like that. So sorry for that.
Yeah, no, look, I think Sandeep's right. I think the key to being able to get on the field each day or each weekend, whenever you're playing, is to keep yourself fit and healthy. So doing some sort of physical activity during the week when you're not playing is really important. Training, going to the nets and being able to bowl at training is really important. And monitoring how much you're doing. I think, you want to be able to bowl enough so you feel comfortable walking out and playing in the game. You want to feel confident in your own ability, but it's not over bowling or over training as well. The other thing that I think is really important that we spoke a lot about during your time at the academy is nutrition.
Yep.
Making sure you're putting the right food into your system. I see food like petrol in a car.
Yep.
If you want your car to perform at the best, then you need the best fuel into your system. And I guess food is the same. I'm a big believer in moderation. If you can work hard and eat the right food Monday to Friday, and then you go and play on Saturday and you do well and you want to celebrate, then you should be able to go and eat whatever you want on the weekend. But I think it is important that your health and your fitness and nutrition, that you take good care of your body. Okay, Sandeep, how will you use your experience in Australia to improve your game in Nepal? And what will you share with your fellow Nepalese players?
I got so much things from after coming to Australia. I've got how to bowl in these kinds of conditions, how to bowl in flat wickets. In the first 2 or 3 games, I was feeling nervous how to bowl in these kinds of conditions, because I was not used to with these pitches. And these kinds of pitches are totally different than Australia and England, because we can get some turn over there, and it's hard to turn in Australia. Hopefully, I did in the last moments. I got some knowledge how to bowl in these kinds of conditions and pitches, and it helps me a lot. And over here, I got some batting tips also from Michael Clarke and my coaches. I'll give these tips to my teammates and to my junior players also.
Asia Cup, when is the Asia Cup? When does it start?
From 8 December to 22 December.
In Sri Lanka?
Yep.
What are Nepal's chances of winning Asia Cup?
We have good chances of winning Asia Cup, but we are looking forward to going to the semis first.
Yeah.
And then semis to finals, and finals to win that cup.
Okay, so you fly out of Australia at the end of this month?
Yep.
Do you fly back to Nepal or do you fly straight to Sri Lanka?
I have to go to Nepal first,
Yeah.
and from Nepal to Sri Lanka, and Sri Lanka to Nepal, and I have to spend 10 or 15 days with my family.
Okay, what about training? Does the Nepalese team come together in preparation, and
Yeah.
do they prepare? How does your team prepare for such a big tournament like the Asia Cup?
Like such a big tournament, we just now we had a talent hunt program, because every time you need to just select only 10 or 15 players from a region, but on this time our coaches went to all the part of Nepal, and there they have a look at all the players. So the good players who batted well or bowled well,
Yeah.
they will come to the camp and they will join the camp,
Okay.
and hence they will get some chance into get into the Nepalese cricket
Get an
team.
opportunity.
Yep.
That's fantastic. Okay, couple more questions, guys. From Matt, did you see New Zealand beat Pakistan? I did see that. I did see the result. I think it's a fantastic result for New Zealand cricket. Obviously, Pakistan will be a little bit disappointed. It looked like that wicket seamed a fair bit, so hard batting conditions. But credit to New Zealand. They are a tough team to beat, there's no doubt about it, especially when they're playing in their own backyard. I think they like those conditions. And Pakistan, I think, are the number 2 ranked test team in the world at the moment. So that's a really big win for New Zealand cricket. Pakistan come to Australia to play after this South African series. Australia plays Pakistan in 3 test matches, so I think that'll be a really hard-fought contest as well. But yeah, it's like I say, it's a big win for New Zealand, but I think Pakistan will bounce back in the second test. I think they'll be very tough to beat.
I believe that.
Yeah. Okay, Sandeep, another one for you. Sandeep, do you have any plans to play in the IPL?
Yes, sure. If IPL of any team of IPL will invite me to play for their team, yes, I'm ready to go there.
Good answer. From Debbie, Michael, you copped a lot of flack over your book. Did it bother you? Not at all. Debbie, what I love most about my book was that I was very open and very honest. I think for the people that have read my book, they'll see that I was very self-critical and self-reflective. So, you know, I've always believed if you in a leadership position, whether it's sport, business, whatever it is, sometimes you've got to make some tough calls. And when you make those tough calls, some people like the calls you make and some people don't. And, you know, so maybe through me making some of those tough decisions, it might have cost me some relationships or friendships with some of the players I played with. But every decision I made was what I thought was in the betterment of the team. I wanted Australian cricket to get better. I wanted Australian cricket to have success. When I took over the Australian team as captain, we were ranked 5th in the world. And my goal was to get us back to number 1 in the world. And fortunately, we did that within 2 years. So I feel like I did my job, and that was to help Australian cricket get back to being the best team in the world. In my book, I talk a lot about my family and my friends and some of the tough times through my career. It's still very hard for me to talk about the loss of my good friend Philip Hughes. So in the book, I was able to spend some time reflecting on that and be able to talk openly about that. So it was nice in my own environment to be able to be very open and honest about that. And like I say, it's still very hard for me to talk about now. Okay. Anil, who is the better batsman, Brian Lara or Sachin Tendulkar? Who do you think?
It's a tough question because they both are very good.
Yeah.
One is highest run scorer in one inning, and one is highest run scorer of ever.
You like them both in your team?
Yep.
They could both come and play for Western Suburbs.
Yes, sure.
Happy with that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
why not?
Tough to compare. Two
Yep.
great batsmen, aren't they?
You can't compare batsmen.
What's this one? What do you think?
Oh my God, do you have a plan to climb Everest? Yes, I will help him.
Mount Everest. You're going to climb with me?
Yes, sure.
I don't think I'll get up Mount Everest. I think it would be a great challenge.
Yes.
Never say never. You never know.
It's hard to climb
Yeah.
rather than captaining the Australian side.
I think captaining the Australia side is a lot easier than climbing Mount Everest. But Sandeep and I spoke today where we're trying to organise some time where Sandeep's home in Nepal and I'm free so I can fly to Nepal and meet Sandeep's family and visit the Nepalese cricket community. And I think we'll try and find some time early next year that we're both available. So
Sure.
hopefully we'll be able to spend some time in Nepal.
Sure. You're most welcome.
Thank you, buddy. Okay.
It's the
What about this one?
wicketkeeper.
Atul, who is the best wicketkeeper batsman? Dhoni, Gilly, or someone else? What do you think?
It's also a tough question. Dhoni, Gilly, or someone else.
They're both
They
very
both
good,
are
aren't
very
they?
good.
Yeah, I think
One has got captaining mind,
Yeah.
Dhoni, and Gilly was also one of the best batsmen of his time.
Yeah, I agree.
It's hard to compare.
Yeah, I think Gilly changed the mould of what's required as a wicketkeeper batsman. I think he now the way wicketkeepers now bat is because of Adam Gilchrist, because he showed it's not just about wicketkeeping, it's about batting also. But I agree, I think MS Dhoni has been a wonderful captain for India, has done a fantastic job. And to be able to wicketkeep is a full-time job, let alone be a batsman and also be captain. I think he deserves a lot of credit.
I reckon they both are good.
Yeah, again, we'll take them both in the same team.
Yeah.
For Western Suburbs.
4 players so far.
So
And
guys,
Warne.
our time is up. Unfortunately, we both have to go. But from both Sandeep and I, we want to thank you all for tuning in. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks for your questions. Hopefully we'll see you again all very soon. So thank you very much. Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste.